Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have a really good recipe to share with you guys, especially now that the holiday season is quickly approaching us. I'll be making a pastelon, also known as piñón, and it's essentially a Puerto Rican version of a lasagna, but replace those noodles for some thinly sliced, super sweet plantains that are layered between a super savory meat and cheese filling. It can't get any better than this. So, let's get into it. So to start making this pastelon, I have here my pan and it is set over medium-high heat. And as always, I feel like I do this before any kind of sauteing. I always drizzle with a generous amount of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm just gonna cook up some 90% lean ground turkey. Now you can use ground beef if you like. And maybe even ground pork will work well too, but I like my pastelón with ground turkey. And I like it with a little bit of fat, which is why I'm using 90%. But I have used extra lean ground turkey and it worked out really well too. You just gotta add a little extra oil. So I am just gonna break this up in my pan. I'm not going to brown it, and you will see why. All right, so I've broken up my meat a little bit, and again, I'm not browning this meat. Now I'm just gonna add about 2 tablespoons of my fresh homemade sofrito that I do have 2 videos on my channel on how I make my sofrito. And the goal of doing this, I do not want to brown my meat because if I do that first, when I go to then add all of my seasonings, the seasonings are just going to sit on top of my picadillo, right? So instead, I am going to cook this meat along with my spices and all that stuff so that it can absorb all those flavors really well. I'm essentially stewing this ground meat along with the spices. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, once I added my sofrito, the temperature in my pan dropped, and you're gonna notice a lot of the juices from the ground turkey being released, and that's what we want because we do want to stew this ground meat. All right, so now that I've broken up the turkey a lot better along with my sofrito, I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. You can use a 1/4 cup to a 1/3 of a cup. So the tomato sauce and the sofrito, they're going to serve as the base to this picadillo. It's gonna make it very, very saucy and very juicy and just really, really good. All right, next up, I'm gonna add some pimientos and some olives to taste. Of course, you don't have to add them if you don't want to. You can also use fresh red pepper. And then with some clean hands, I'm going to crush up 1 beef boullion. And then 1 sazón packet with culantro y achote. And then after that, I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of Goya Adobo. Now this may seem like a lot, but remember the plantains in this dish, they are very, very sweet. So we want to make sure that this picadillo is slightly saltier than you would normally make it. I'm not talking about salty, just slightly saltier than you would normally make it for like spaghetti. Then I'm gonna add a bit of ground black pepper, some ground oregano flakes, about 1/2 teaspoon. And about 1/2 teaspoon of some garlic powder. And as you can see, the juices from the ground turkey have been released. Everything is nice and juicy. That's what we want because we're essentially, like I said earlier, we're just stewing this ground meat. And I'm just gonna cook it for about 10 minutes until my ground turkey is completely cooked through. And it took me exactly 10 minutes to cook my picadillo. As you can see, it's not dry. It's still very juicy, and yeah, it's gonna be our filling for our pastelón. Now it's time to prepare my plantains. So I'm gonna be using an 8x8 glass mold, and for an 8x8 mold, I suggest using 4 plantains if they're very large, and then about 5 or 6 if they're a little on the smaller side. I made the mistake of only using 4 plantains for my pastelón, but I was lucky because 2 of my plantains were very large. So I was able to play Tetris on that last layer and it came out perfectly fine. So yeah, a little tip, it's better to over make plantains than to not have enough. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the ends of my plantains. I'm going to remove the skin off of them. And then I'm going to very carefully lay the plátano flat on my cutting board. And I'm going to cut them into 3 slices. And make sure you're very careful because ripe plátanos are very slippery. And once our plantains are nice and sliced, I'm going to fill up my frying pan with about 1 inch of vegetable oil or any kind of frying oil you want to use. And I'm going to gently place them in my pan and fry them on each side for about 6 minutes until they are slightly golden. And once my plantains are slightly golden, I'm going to very carefully flip them over to the other side and do the same thing. Don't be afraid if maybe 1 or 2 of your plantains break because no one's going to notice that in the final product. All right, now it's time for the fun part, and it is building our pastelon. As you can see here, I have a bunch of sliced and fried plantains. And I have about 8 ounces of some white sharp cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese that you like, but I suggest a sharper cheese because I feel like it's gonna give our dish a nice contrast, especially of that super sweet and super savory. Then I have here 1 whisked egg. And of course, my cooked picadillo. All right, so there's no need to spray my baking dish with oil because the plantains have enough oil. And keep in mind, this is not a diet dish. This is a special occasion dish. So we're gonna indulge. We're gonna indulge in the excess oil and the deliciousness that this dish has. So I'm just gonna start by layering some plantains on the bottom of my dish. And a little tip, always use your ugliest plantains on the bottom so that no one can see them. Put the ugliest ones on the bottom, the broken ones, the skinny, weird looking ones. So yeah, I'm just gonna place my plantains next to each other. And then after I do that, I'm going to slightly smash it with my hands because I don't want any gaps. And I just find that, I don't know, it just creates like a better, sturdier foundation. Okay, I'm not using my hands. I'm using the back of my spoon, but you know what I mean. Okay, and after I do that, I'm gonna add half of the picadillo. I'm gonna make sure that I layer it nice and evenly because I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I wanna make sure that every corner of that pan is filled with meat. And then I'm going to use my whisk egg and I'm just gonna brush it over the picadillo, and this is going to serve as kind of like a glue for the meat so that when we go to slice it, it doesn't crumble and fall apart. I'm then going to layer about 1/3 of the cheese over my pastelón. So I personally do not like too much cheese in my pastelón, but if you want to go ahead and add more cheese, you're free to do so. And I highly suggest to shred your own cheese because pre-shredded cheese does not melt well. When you shred your own cheese, it melts nice and creamy and just really good. But if you're not a fan of shredding cheese, you can also use sliced deli cheese slices. Like you can get sliced Colby or sliced sharp cheddar cheese and just layer it over your dish and you're good to go. So yeah, so after I've done that, I'm just going to repeat the steps all over again. All right, now my pastelón is nice and perfectly assembled. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm just gonna cover this up tightly with foil and I'm gonna bake for about 35 minutes and then I'm gonna bake it uncovered for an extra 10 minutes. And my pastelón is done and I've let it rest for about 10 minutes because I want to make sure that when I go to cut into my pastelón, it does not fall apart. And of course, my favorite piece is a corner piece. I think the corner piece is the best part to any baked dish. So as you can see, it held up pretty well. It still crumbled a little bit on the sides because it's just so juicy, but it looks good. And that is all for today's video. Look how good this piece of pastelón looks. It came out so good, so flavorful, so juicy. It came out perfect. Please be sure to make this recipe, and if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell because a new video will be out every week. Until next time.